Hello, welcome to this race, the 18th race, I believe, for the USA on the F1 2016 Multiplayer Championship with me, the real Tom. Thank you very much. First confession, I'm doing this a little bit after the fact, so it's a bit of an apology that I kind of don't remember the race. So it's going to be a bit new to me as I do this narration, compared to what it would have been if I'd done it straight after, but you know, things happen. So I placed 8th out of 8. It was a very quiet race. I think people were away on holiday, so there's only 8 of us actually available for this race, so let's get straight into it, and we will see that while it's quiet, it doesn't mean it always goes to plan. Now, for the most part, actually, very little happens for myself. There's a few little bits here at the beginning, obviously, where, again, everyone's bunched up and it's kind of being close. A lot of the fact, for me, is just staying out of trouble. I've got to improve my racing. I've got to improve my lines and stuff. I've contemplated getting one of the sort of F1 steering wheels that you can buy, but again, I don't want to spend sort of that kind of money and not enjoy it. Not I like the game and I like the premise, but it takes up a lot of space. You've got to set it up every time you use it. And if, like me, you've got other sort of family commitments and space issues, you can't sort of leave it set up in your front room the whole time. So I'd love to try a steering wheel to see if it's worth that sort of £150 to sort of £300 spend, depending, obviously, on which racing wheel you buy. For me, I've looked at the Logitechs, I've looked at the Thrustmasters, all around the £150 to £180. The T300 is far too expensive for my budget at the moment. As you can see, someone else has spun off, so that puts me up to 6th place. So the safety car comes out. Now, with what happens here, it's obviously one lap in and still not sure about tyre strategy, so I do decide to come in, which I think may have been an error for me. I should have probably stuck it out a bit longer, but I thought maybe it would serve me well to have fresher tyres. But obviously, as we know, I should always remember this. It's kind of the heat of the moment thing, but I'm never that much faster with newer tyres or for anything like that. So actually, it doesn't serve me well, and all it does is put me down a place or two, kind of straight away. But yeah, so back to this sort of the steering wheel argument, and I know that's kind of got nothing to do with this particular race, but as I say, there's not much to really notice at the moment. But the expensive Thrustmasters and other similar sort of steering wheels just are not worth spending that money on, even though they're probably actually the better wheel. It's just not an availability to me at the moment, and again, without being able to try even the lower end ones cheaply or knowing anyone in the area. So the guys who use them on the forum don't live anywhere close, so it's not like I can go round and try it. So it's that annoyance that I'd like to be able to have a go and see whether it made much of a difference to my racing, and I wouldn't then mind investing in one. And I know you can get them cheaply on third-party sites, but it's still that you're dropping a minimum of about £100, which I guess is about $150, give or take, without a proper converter to hand. It's not something that I think I need to spend on. There's probably plenty of other things I could do to get my racing better. I think probably one of those would be learning setups a little bit better, really working out how the car works. So here we come. Shinner, who had, I think, one of the crashes at the beginning, is coming up to take a 7th place. So I'd held him off for sort of 2.5-ish laps, but again, it was never going to be that long a time, even with him on mediums and me on super soft. So officially I should be much faster, but as we know, that's not the case with me and tyres, which is why I think it was a bit silly to come in and change when I did. I should try and make things last longer than necessarily being faster. With the USA, I obviously didn't know the track as well as some of the others that we've driven in the season, So a lot of it is still kind of that learning curve of picking your braking points. And even though I'd done maybe a couple of laps beforehand with practice, it really was kind of like getting used to the track and working it out in this particular sort of settings. Luckily it doesn't rain, although it does look like it's going to. It never actually rains. So because of my tyre wear being relatively high, they're offering me new strategies. Having seen Shinner go onto the medium, I thought that might be the option. I think I was meant to have more stops, so about 3 stops of red tyres and 1 of yellows. So I decide to go to the medium and see what that will do for me. As you can see there, my tyres now at 45% have really lost their braking grip. The stopping distances are not quite right, so it's now time to come in and get those tyres changed for something hopefully a little bit better. So my best time so far is a 1:47. I don't think I actually get any better than that, but we'll watch that through till the end and see how well I do. The nice bit about this one was the fact that whatever happened from starting this, we were all going to score points, because only 8 races means you always get points. So here we go, onto the medium, sort of the hardest compound for this race, and the idea of making it last a little bit longer through to sort of lap 24, I guess, between 21 and 27 it says there. And again, with my tyre wear, I think it's more around lap 21. So through the race, I decided, because I'm last and because last is 8th, I'm going to try something different. So as you can see, I've switched views to the in-cockpit view. I do quite like it. It kind of, in some respects, helped me pick the corners slightly better. You're looking much lower down to where you're going to be braking. So it does make it, I think, a bit of a difference to picking your apexes. It does, however, mean that if you get it wrong, it's less forgiving than maybe some of the other views where you have more to see. So there we go. Yes, so within that view, I've now got it, I believe, to a 1:46.3. I'm still on the white wall tyres, lap 13 and about 20% tyre wear at the front. These fast sections, again, I got maybe some of the S's quite well, but then sort of the out of one corner really throws you if you get it slightly wrong through here. So it's quite good fun when you get it just about right. You do make up a lot of time, and you can be exceptionally quick. And again, a lot of the other guys get the premise of the tracks and where to brake and to take those lines. At the moment, I'm still learning them, and while I'm enjoying it thoroughly, I do like this game. I'm just not very good at those. When you play it on kind of easy mode and have never really done any online championships, it's kind of like Age of Empires, if you ever remember that game. Age of Empires 2 I used to play, and you think you're doing well. You can beat the computer, and so you think you're really good at this game. And then you play other people who are hands down better than you are, and this is where you have to practice and you have to pick up your game. And at the moment, that was a major corner cut, as was that. You learn that you have to really put the hours in and build it up. And again, at the moment, I just don't have the time. So even if I was to get a steering wheel, I still couldn't practice to the level I think I'd need to make it worth sort of that investment. So again, if I ever saw one that was quite cheap, maybe I'd buy one. But at the moment, that's just not really an option. So there you go. Shinner, who was at the back, is now up to 4th and has just lapped me along with the first other 3 places, although one of those was a dropout, so I don't know whether that meant I got promoted to 7th when all was said and done afterwards, as I think we exclude the computer controlled cars. So lap 21, I'm ready for a pit stop. So yes, I think I do come in on 21 because there you go, I've got 50% wear on my tyres, and I'm just not having the grip to make it worth going on. However, I'm not sure if yet Wixie has lapped me, maybe not just yet, but I essentially get lapped down to 7th place. So because there's no one else running that far back, I do get lapped all the way through the grid, so there's no chance of me getting up those places, other than people crashing out with more than sort of 1 or 2 laps to go. So on to the super softs again. So I've done obviously a super soft start to the medium tyre, and then into a super soft to finish. I've got enough fuel in the tank to have a rich mix, which I do. Pops just won the race, so I get to complete this lap, and you can see there my best time was a 1:45.5, so I do get better. I got about 2 seconds a lap quicker in one of those laps in the middle. And again, I do obviously leave up the full live stream if you want to watch that just without commentary, without me blithering on for sort of the hour that the race would be. So again, I do get a better lap time, and again, I think it's just where you pick your corners and you find the little bits that you get better with. So again, if we do maybe do another season of this next year, which I do hope we do, it's really going to be interesting to see how much better I am or not. I still think I'm going to be last, as everyone else is going to have also improved to that point. It kind of like the McLaren really is I've got more space to improve to. They're lapping at certain times. I'm more likely to get myself up to a midfield position than I am to ever be pushing for this. But it does mean that I've got a goal. I've got somewhere I can achieve. I'm also going to be trying to do a whole new set of videos outside of Formula 1, should you be interested, but because of the Video Game Forum League that this is part of, the VG Forums, what I'm doing is joining into their Madden 2017 franchise league, where I expect fully to get absolutely beaten by every single team there. And again, from the practice I've done playing that so far, which means I've not been able to practice Formula 1, I am terrible at that too. There is so many buttons and so much going on with Madden that I love it. I always did as a kid on the Mega Drive and the SNES and all that kind of stuff. But at the same point, I am going to die horribly there too. So again, thanks for watching. Please do thumbs up, like and subscribe, and you can follow me at TheRealTomTom on Twitter. If you've got any comments, please do put them down. I will take all suggestions under advisement, good and bad, and try my best to improve my racing, and again, hopefully get some videos up from other sort of games that I play as well. So until next time, thanks very much for watching, and I am TheRealTomTom.